Hey everybody, I'm Dave with Growing the Home Garden. A couple really cool things about the new place that we're going to be living is we have a couple natural native fruit trees that grow here. And it's really cool. I'm standing underneath one of them, and this is a persimmon tree. The other tree I'm talking about is a pawpaw tree, but we'll talk about that in other videos. But this persimmon tree right now is producing edible fruit. And it's a really cool tree to have. But there's a few things that if you're going to eat fruit from it, you're going to need to know. So right here is a low-hanging branch of this fruit tree, and you can see on it, it is loaded with these are probably ping pong ball size fruits, and it is covered up all over the place. We have a second tree right there going up there, and then there's a smaller tree over in this area here too. One interesting thing, in order for them to fruit, you have to have a male and a female. They are what you call dioecious. And that means that the plants are either going to be male or they are going to be female. And you have got to have both trees in order to get proper pollination between the two plants to produce fruit. So somewhere around here we've got a male plant, probably off into the wooded area there in the back, or the side area over here. But we've got three female trees that are producing loads of fruit right now. Now when it's like this, you do not want to eat this. Okay, these are not ripe yet. They haven't come off the tree. In fact, there's actually a saying that says you're supposed to wait until after the frost to actually do these. But here in Tennessee, we don't really get a frost in time for the fruit to be edible. We typically get our frost in mid-October to the end of October. And right now, we are kind of at the beginning of October, and these are already falling off the tree. So while that may be true in some cases, I think the true gauge as to whether or not it is a ripe fruit is if it has fallen off the tree. Now, something like this might not be quite ripe, but it'll be in a similar state to that. It'll be soft. It will almost look like it's starting to rot. And in fact, some of this may actually be part of the edible fruit. Here might be another one. Nope, that one's too far gone. This one's very mushy and it's just smashed. Now, if you eat a fruit that is not ripe yet, you will know. It is very astringent. This one's perfect. Right there. This is what you're looking for. You see it's got a little bit of wrinkles on the skin, but the skin is all intact. It's not rotting or anything. But this is a beautiful example of a ripe persimmon that should be fine. But again, if you eat one that's not ripe, it will be very astringent. It will leave your mouth feeling like it is dry and you need to just start drinking water like it's going out of style. But you really don't want to eat this fruit before it's ripe. Now there are Asian persimmons that you can plant as like a fruit orchard, and those tend to not be astringent, but you need to make sure and look, because some of those can be. Now you can see here that it's been dropping fruit for probably a week, and a lot of the fruit here is kind of rotting and blackened here. So you really need to kind of be on site or have some sort of a catchment system for the persimmons in order to harvest it well. Here's a couple more that look like they'd be useful. And now what you can do with persimmons, you can eat them, but they're going to be very seedy. The seeds are very large inside, and let me see if I can open one up here for you. I'm finding lots of good ones right now. Look at those. But here's an example of one that's overripe. So I'm just going to bust it open for you so you can see. The seeds are going to look like this. Like that. They're kind of a large brown seed. You can see there's a lot of that on there. And it is a delicious flesh. It's kind of like a jam or a jelly. You could take that flesh from it and just kind of rub it all over a piece of toast, and you'll really enjoy that. A lot of people will make jams and jellies from persimmon fruit, and it's really good. You can make wine out of it. There's a lot of things you can do with it, but you just want to make sure that you harvest it at the right time. That is the key. The seeds do require a little bit of cold, but in the spring they germinate very easily. Persimmon fruit is well loved by deer. They come all over the place and really look for them. So if you're putting out a food plot or wanting to plant some trees to attract deer, persimmon is a great one to get them to come around during the fall. So persimmon trees are just a great all-around native tree that you can add to your garden if you've got the room for it. Obviously you can see this one's pretty tall, so you do need to have some space, and you also need to just understand the proper timing for the fruit in order to really enjoy it. So I'm Dave with Growing the Home Garden. Thanks for watching.